still getting a lot more statements. This matter of the Communications Authority has upset quite a number of people and organizations, especially on the basis of being unconstitutional. Right. Okay, so there's a statement by the African Editors Forum, or TAIF, and it says that TAIF strongly condemns the directive by the Communications Authority of Kenya prohibiting the live broadcast of the Gen Z demonstrations. And it says that it condemns the directive issued by CA instructing television broadcasters to cease live coverage of the ongoing Gen Z demonstrations. And this move represents a serious affront to media freedom, the public's right to information, and the constitutional guarantees that underpin Kenya's democracy. Live broadcasting is a legitimate journalistic practice that allows citizens to witness events as they unfold, fostering transparency and enabling accountability. By attempting to silence live coverage, the CA undermines not only the independence of the media, but also the democratic right of Kenyans, especially young people, to express themselves and to be heard. So the African Editors Forum says it is particularly concerned that this directive comes at a time when trust between citizens and institutions is strained. In an age of synthetic reality, deepfakes, and digitally manipulated narratives, a news blackout is dangerously counterproductive. When mainstream media is gagged, misinformation and conspiracy theories thrive. Authorities must not create conditions that hamper information integrity by driving citizens to rely solely on unverified and often misleading sources of information. Instead of suppressing coverage, authorities should focus on ensuring the law enforcement upholds the rights of protesters and respects the freedoms enshrined in Kenya's constitution, including the freedom of expression, freedom of the press, and the right to peacefully assembly. They also say that they stand in solidarity with Kenyan journalists and media houses committed to telling the story of this pivotal moment with professionalism, accuracy, and courage. And they urge the CA to immediately rescind this directive and reaffirm its commitment to media independence and constitutional order, and calls on all regulatory authority agencies to act within the confines of the law, uphold international standards on freedom of expression, and engage constructively with the media sector rather than resorting to censorship. The future of democracy in Africa, and indeed the legitimacy of public institutions, depends on an informed citizenry, not on the concealment of public dissent. And this has been signed by Churchill Otieno, who is the president of the African Editors Forum. Zainab, you should also be having some update.
Right, of course, as I look at some of the other statements as well, but you have read out TAIF's statement, I believe.
Yes, yes.
However, we've also received information that Communications Authority has raided NTV's Limuru transmission station, forcefully switching off the free-to-air signal. So that's the latest information at this point, that even despite that directive to ban live broadcast of the protest, it's that the Communications Authority has raided specifically NTV's Limuru transmission station, forcefully switching off the free-to-air signal. I don't know what does that mean for us, Dan?
It means that some of our, our signal is not available on some platforms, on some set-top boxes. But as we have been saying, we are still available online on our social media platforms, on YouTube, X, Facebook, name it. We are still available there. And as well as the website, that's ntvkenya.co.ke. You can still get our stream there, as well as the different stories that we're putting out even as we update this. And like Zainab had rightly put, we have also been having live blogs on nation.africa, where you can see just updates from different parts of the country. And we shall keep updating you, because we are already getting, like we said earlier on, getting reports of people having been killed in the protest. Unfortunately, we're already there. We are at a place of counting deaths and injuries. People who have got gunshot wounds have been taken to various hospitals in different parts of the country. And so we shall be giving you a lot more detail when it comes to the what exactly has been confirmed, because some of these things we have to verify and then get back, rather share the information with you.
All right, and once again, just to reiterate, is that across all our media platforms, you can find all the information, including very timely updates on Daily Nation. That's Nation.Africa, where we have our very own live blog giving you details together with videos and pictures that are captured by our journalists across different parts of the country. Apart from what we've just mentioned, about 3 minutes ago, that's the information received. Communications Authority of Kenya, that's Communications Authority, raids NTV's Limuru's transmission station, forcefully switching off the free-to-air signal. We also have updates from Nyeri, where we have hundreds of young people participating in a protest march, briefly blocked the Nanyuki-Nyeri road. Incidentally, the police are only keeping watch while the protesters extinguish fires and clear the stones from the highway. The demonstration has remained peaceful so far, with demonstrators moving from street to street and chanting anti-government slogans. We also have an update from Eldoret, where protesters have set fire to a police vehicle in the Huruma estate in Eldoret City. The protesters have taken control of that area, it says, reportedly, and blocked the Eldoret Bungoma highway from West Market to Huruma, and that the police have at this point left to go to the town center while the protesters are advancing in the same direction. In Langas, still in Eldoret, on the other hand, the area still remains a no-go zone, running battles between police and protesters. The youth have cited non-uniformed people who have been going around with rungus. So that is, and also considered to be suspicious-looking persons. And that's something that we will be keenly trying to find out about. In Nyeri, still in Nyeri, I believe that's about 8 minutes ago, a fresh round of running battles has erupted between protesters and police in Karatina town. That's in Nyeri County. The police are firing tear gas to disperse the crowds. And in Kitengela at about 3:20 p.m., 4 protesters, 3 men and 1 woman were admitted at the Kitengela Sub-County Hospital with gunshot wounds. That's our reporter Stanley over there was giving us the details from there. And maybe lastly in Kilifi, about 3:14 p.m., a police Land Cruiser carrying anti-riot police officers has been parked outside Equity Bank in Kilifi after a group of youths started demonstrating. 3 police vehicles have been dispatched at this point. So that's the latest. Remember, we're giving you all the timely updates of the protests as the day progresses across all our social media platforms, despite that directive by the Communications Authority. And of course, the latest, which is that the CA has raided specifically NTV's Limuru transmission station, forcefully switching off the free-to-air signal. Yes, and just to again, unfortunately, add that we have a second person who has succumbed to gunshot wounds at Matu Mission Hospital in the county of Machakos after police opened fire on protesters. And so we are going to keep updating you on the different things that are, coming out of this protest. We are seeing people who are being admitted to various hospitals in the country with gunshot wounds and other injuries. Then we have seen there's also, when it comes to goons, we have Nakuru, where police have rescued a goon from lynching by protesters after he was caught hiding inside a plastic drum in one of the shops he had broken into to loot. So we saw this earlier on. Some guys were saying if they get goons, they are going to enforce citizen arrests and take these goons to the police. So these guys were not going to take him to the police. They wanted first to deal with him the street way, but the police came in and rescued him. And that's a very timely, thing you bring up, because it's a conversation that has been going on. On the 17th of June, there were protests here in the CBD. What we saw, and was something quite ugly. With men who were carrying this. What would you call them? The rungus. Yes, and it was quite a scary situation, even for those genuine protesters who were there. And then the accusations came that a political leader is the one who might have hired these goons to come out to the streets. Is it something that you've seen today? And what are your thoughts on what that dynamic of having hired goons to infiltrate protests really mean for the genuine cause of